right, let me take you on a trip down memory lane. This goes back to 1967. See what it says? Flip Wilson, Christopher Columbus. I had an LP record, vinyl. This is before he became famous with Geraldine. This is at the early stages, and this is funny as a son of a bitch. Let me kick it off.
Everyone has idols, right?
This is about, you see that record? I had the twin of that, right? Back in 1967. This guy is funny. He's my hero. All right, let's watch this go.
People who inspired them and drove them on to greater horizons. As a kid, my idol, and he's still my idol. Of all the great American heroes, my idol was Christopher Columbus. What a great thing that was, discovering America. I wouldn't have found it. I don't know where you people would have been. I wouldn't have found it. Discovering America wasn't a thing that Columbus had gotten wrapped up in after getting older. As a kid, this was all he talked about. He lived in a little town with his mother and father. Their names were Mr. and Mrs. Columbus. Everybody thought Chris was off his cookie. Like the neighbors would tease him. They'd come by and lean over the fence. He'd be there in the yard. And they'd say, "Christopher Columbus, what are you going to do when you grow up?" And he'd say, "I'm going to discover America." They'd say, "You better cut that out. You know there isn't any America. You know the world is square." Chris would say, "They sure are." At 35, he'd gotten out of grammar school. He arranged an audience with the Queen, Queen Isabel Johnson. That was the Queen's name. And she asked him about this America project, and Chris tells her, if I don't discover America, there's not going to be a Benjamin Franklin, or a Star-Spangled Banner, in the land of the free, and the home of the brave, and no Ray Charles. When the Queen heard no Ray Charles, she panicked. The Queen said, "Ray Charles? You gonna find Ray Charles? He in America?" Chris is damn right, that's where all those records come from. So the Queen's running through the halls of the castle screaming, "Chris gonna find Ray Charles. He going to America on that boat. What you say?" She wrote him out a traveler's check. Chris ran the local Army Navy store. He bought 3 used ships, 2 pair of fatigues, some shades. Then he got his supplies for the trip. He got 2 chicken sandwiches, 3 cans of Annis sausage, 5 cases of scotch, and a small 7-Up. Then he got a new rag to tie his head with, too. He's ready to leave. He's ready to leave. All the photographers and the reporters are at the pier to see him off. All the girls are there. They're all screaming, "Goodbye, Columbus. He going on that boat. He going to America." Isabel was there, and she'd had a few. Isabel saying, "Chris gonna find Ray Charles." He said, "Be cool, Isabel. Be cool." Then he turns to the first mate and says, "Weigh anchor." About 10 minutes later, the guy said, 7,482 pounds. He said, "Put the anchor in the boat." "Oh, weigh it. Y'all don't even know how to weigh the anchor." When he gotten out of the harbor, the first mate asked, "Chris, which way is America?" Chris said, "I don't know. We're going to have to sail around and we bump into it." So we better go this way. If we go that way, we'll sail off the edge like them other guys. 100 days later, the men are ready to mutiny. Chris has been goofing. He's been going through a bit like, "Back up! Make a right! Watch out for the edge!" First mate said, "Come here, Chris." He said, "Come here." He said, "Chris, the men are ready to mutiny." The cabin boy said that if you don't find America in 2 days, he's going to smack you in the mouth. Right then, a piece of wood floats by the ship. Chris said, "There's a piece of wood. So we're not far from America. That's American wood." He said, "I know American wood when I see it." First mate said, "Why don't you cut that out? It's a piece of the ship. They're breaking up on us." Right then, the guy in the mast yells, Land ho! Chris said, what does that mean? Well, so that means he sees land. Chris said, well, pull over. Maybe that's America. You're going to pass right by it. You guys don't even know America when you see it. He said, that is America. He said, look at all those spacious skies. Those amber waves of grain. He said, dig that purple mountain's majesty. I bet there's fruit out there on the plain. It's a big holiday in America that day. Big holiday called Not Having Been Discovered Yet Day. All the Indians on the beach there celebrating. They got sandwiches, 6-packs, 3 or 4 bags of whatever it is they put in the pipe. Chris leans over the rail of the ship. He says, hey, yo! Yo! Where is this? Fine little Indian girl. Fine little Indian. Fine little West Indian girl. Standing there on the beach. She said, why? What's your name? The hell you want to come around in them ships? She said, my name's Christopher Columbus. I'm out discovering. So I'm going to discover America. I'm going to discover y'all. Little Indian girl said, we don't want to be discovered. You can't discover nobody if they don't want to be discovered. You better discover your ass away from me. First mate said, Chris, they're hostile. Chris said, yeah, and they mad too. He said, well, we're going in there anyway. That's America. They can't keep us out of there. America belongs to everybody. Let down the longboat. They let down the longboat, which was really a short boat on the side of the big boat. They called it the longboat because they had a peewee boat, but they weren't going to use that. And they pounded ashore and they're heading into the boat and the men are laying down because the Indians are throwing rocks and spears and flaming arrows and tree trunks, yelling out a bunch of profanity about Chris's mother and everything. First mate said, Chris, we better not go in there. Those Indians are crazy. Chris said, turn the boat around. We'll leave. We'll make a map and give it to the Pilgrims. Pilgrims will fix their ass.